Hey friends, I have 5 minutes without a baby, well, toddler. So I wanted to take advantage of that to do a little chat on lessons I'm learning while downsizing our house. Oh my gosh, it's raining, so sorry about that. Downsizing, I always thought I would be good at it because I, have a background in professional organizing and I love to declutter and it's kind of my jam. And I have moved, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be my 5th move in my lifetime. And every time I move, I tend to downsize and get rid of a lot of stuff. And I love that. That's my favorite thing about moving. Like a lot of people say, oh, I hate moving. I say, well, I love moving because of the opportunity for a fresh start, because of the opportunity to clean out and get rid of stuff that's not being used, stuff that's being wasted, and really reimagine the use of space, reimagine what life can be like, what my priorities are in that time of life, all of that kind of stuff. So I love that aspect of moving and just throwing things out or getting rid of things. Oh, it's such an amazing feeling. But particularly with this move, even though we did have a couple of months where we knew we probably would, we only very recently got a date and said, okay, we have 2 weeks, maybe 3 to move. And unfortunately, it's, fall and winter. So we have a lot of stuff to get rid of, and this is not garage sale season. This is not the season when people even buy on online groups. It's very hard to get people to buy on online groups, use stuff around this time of year. So unfortunately, I kind of missed my window on getting rid of stuff. So short of just either storing it all till a spring garage sale or just donating it, which we really can't afford to do right now, we're kind of finding ourselves in a tricky situation with that. So it's kind of this stress of we need to get rid of this stuff, and what do I do with this stuff? And I don't want, the very, very last thing I want to do is just cart boxes of stuff to the new house and just have it sit there and have to deal with it. And it's going to be harder to get rid of things there. And, so I have this kind of dilemma with downsizing. On the one hand, it is a slightly smaller house with no garage and no real storage space. So everything that's in our garage and in our attic either has to be compactly stored into the little space that's at the new place, or we have to get rid of it. And going through that stuff is very difficult. I find myself a lot of times thinking right off the bat, ooh, I could get rid of this. We don't need that. And then 5 minutes later, I'll be like, ooh, but I could use that for this other thing, or I could repurpose that for this, or maybe I'll use it for that. And then I don't end up getting rid of it. So I've had to really be very firm with myself, saying, you know what, this item may or may not get use, but you know what, it would be better to have a little bit more space and get rid of it than to just keep it just to keep it. And there have been some things where I have thought of really purposeful uses for them, and we will be keeping them, but I have a long ways to go. And just really trying to learn that saying goodbye to things is a good thing. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm probably never going to scrapbook again. I could get rid of most of my scrapbook stuff. But then when I go through this stuff, I'm like, oh, well, I could use this to make cards, or I could use this for crafts with Maddie, or I could use this with, and then I get rid of nothing. This is a problem. So downsizing is proving to be a much more difficult task this time around than it has been in the past. So downsizing can be tricky, and I'm sure I have a long ways to go in learning new things, but that's kind of the lessons I'm learning so far. If you have ever downsized your house, I would love to hear your experience and your tips. Leave them in the comments below. I'm excited for a new chapter in our lives, but it is definitely stressful to get everything together and make it all happen. So, onward and forward. I'm meeting with a professional organizing client right now. As they say, it is very, very true that it is very much easier to organize and declutter somebody else's stuff than your own. Kind of wish I had a professional organizer to help me go through our stuff. It would be very helpful. So that's it for now, and we'll see you next time.